Sophia didn't want to help me play in the toilet water, so I gotta try to do all this on my own without dropping nothing in the tank, because it keeps leaking for some reason. I thought I'd be cheap and just buy the seal that goes from the tank to the toilet. That didn't work, so I ended up getting another seal, and since I had to move it around so much, I just broke a different seal, so I ended up just buying the whole kit. So don't do it one seal at a time. If you got to do this, just go ahead and do everything at once. Otherwise, you might end up like me and it just keeps leaking, then you got to buy it anyways. So got to replace all this stuff in here. And like I said, Sophie didn't want to play in the toilet water, so now I got to do it on my own. Come on, pop off. I'm just loosening the bolts that actually hold the tank to the toilet itself, so I can get the tank off, then I'll pop off all the other stuff. That down there is your water shut off, if you're wondering. Leads up to there. You unscrew that and you can get your tank off. But make sure you flush it after you shut off the water, so it doesn't stay pumping water in. What is that? Oh, spilled some. Alright. Now that part's free. We just gotta take the rest out and dump a little bit of water in the shower or the toilet or wherever you want to dump it. That's one of the new seals that didn't really seem to work. Yeah, it was leaking around it still for some reason. You don't need a pipe wrench to take this off. I'm just being lazy and one-handed, so it makes it a bit easier. Ugh. Oh, where'd you go? Come here. Come on. Now you're stuck. Junk. That's what actually fills your tank up with water, and it's got a float on it. It's got a wing nut on the bottom. Pop it out. And that's it. All the hard water we got here. That's the kit. Got it from Lowe's. It was like $25, so it ain't bad. So it's probably just better to buy this, like I said, rather than trying to do it all piece by piece. Oops. I feel like that's on the wrong side. There we go. Now if it stays leaking, I'm not sure what's going on, other than I think the tank might be leaking, but hopefully not. Or cracked, I mean. Hopefully not. Set that down for a second. Ooh. And like I said, silver didn't want nothing to do with this. All because it's gross, it's a toilet. I guess that's an adjuster. I don't know. This one's different than the other one. And this is just the seal that goes in between the actual tank and the bowl to keep it from leaking. I gotta set it down. I can't get it with one hand. Might be a pain in my butt. Alright, let's see if I can get this back up right. Oh. Yep, this is a pain without help. Ow. Can we see through there? Somewhat. Oh. I don't know how she wants me to do this, so you gotta go in my pocket for a minute. Ah, there we go. So much easier with two hands. There. Pretty much lined up. Now just time for the rest of the hardware. Size bolt is that? It's probably not this wrench. Definitely not. Need a different wrench. Nope. And then with these bolts that I'm putting in that actually hold the tank to the bowl, you got to be careful with them, because if you crank down too much, and I got to turn that, but if you crank down too much, then you'll either crack the tank or you'll crack the bowl of your toilet, and you got to replace the whole thing. but this needs to be turned. So back in my pocket while I get that. And flushes. Alright. I'll put the seal back on again. There we go. Oh. Alright. Set you right here for now so you can stare at all the hard water. Ooh, put that on backwards. You want the rubber washers touching the bowl and the tank, not the metal one. I just did it backwards for a second. Good thing I caught it. Otherwise that would have been bad. That's just... What? Why I got... What? I got 3 bolts. What did I do with the other washer? I knock it down. Or did you only come with one? Looks like you only came with one. That's strange. Should have had 4. Oh well. Whoops. So, it's a bolt. Metal washer. Drop my phone. Then the rubber washer for the top. Ooh. Oh, dropped it. Yeah. Oh. That's way off on that one. Oh, yeah, it's better. All right, back in my pocket for a minute. Just going to use this old washer for the bottom. And on the bottom, washer, rubber washer, and metal washer. Then your nut. This is the hardest part right here, holding the washers on as you're putting the nut on. Okay, here's that. I just gotta tighten it down. Just takes a wrench and a flathead, but you don't tighten it a lot, because if you do, like I said earlier, you crack your bowl or your tank or whatever, and you gotta buy a whole new one. These little ratcheting wrenches are awesome. You do a little bit at a time on each side. You don't do one side completely. Need a little bit, then a little bit more. Now, it might sound like I'm actually ratcheting a lot, but it's just tiny little turns. Then with these two, get it all done, you got to tighten these up for, check it every day or so after you first do it, just to make sure that it doesn't settle and you start losing the seal on it. Otherwise you'll just be right back to your leak. Alright, this is feels pretty good. So I hook the hose back up, see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't leak. But I'll have to grab a flashlight too. Luckily I got a headlamp, so it's one less thing that I gotta worry about holding. And these are plastic, so make sure you don't get them on there cockeyed. Tighten it down. Turn the water back on. Open up the toilet. Fill them back up. Oh, I missed putting the hose on. Not even sure where to put this on. But you can adjust the height that you want the water at with this, I believe. Yeah. But this one doesn't fill up all the way because I didn't adjust this to any higher. That's just shy of what the other one was. That ain't bad. Well, let's see if it's leaking anywhere. Hopefully not. Oh. Yep, right there. I can't see it. One drip. Gotta tighten that one up. Now what I do with my tools. Alright, there's a wrench. Try not to drop my phone into toilet water. That would be bad. All right. Let's see if this side's still leaking. Ooh. Light battle. Don't look like it from this side. This side is bone dry. Oh, I'm showing y'all the wall instead of toilet. Yeah, but those kits are better than just doing what I did and buying a single seal at a time. Then, since all the seals were like 25 years old, then the rest of them decided to break. Yeah, so that was dumb on my part. Just buy the kit, because the seals on their own are already like $6, so it ain't right like you're losing out on much by buying the kit. Alright, that should be it. Check it one more time for leaks, and that should be done. That side is still leaking for some reason. Come on, flashlight, show them. Pain in my butt. I'm about to double up on that washer for some reason, since it wants to stay leaking. Yeah, I'm going to end it here so I can figure this out.